Scott, thank you for joining us. What a start to life in League One. Crawley 2, Blackpool 1 here at the Broadfield Stadium. Can I get your thoughts on the game first?
Yeah, I was really pleased with the way we played. Certainly in the first half, I thought there were some really good actions. I thought that we had the control that I wanted in the game against a good side. I thought we pressed really well. So yeah, coming in at half time, I was really pleased. I felt that we probably sat a little deeper in the second half. But that's normal, you know. You're trying to hang on to the lead, and you become a little bit deeper as a team. And we didn't get as much control. I still think there was really good passages of play in the second half. I think we used the ball really well and efficiently at times. But I want to have more control, you know, than we did in that second half. And I felt that we just became a little bit deep. But like I say, it's normal, especially with a new group. It's normal. They want to hang on to what we've got, and we became a little bit deep. You know, we defended our box. What was pleasing was how resilient we was towards the end. You know, we gifted them a goal. You know, so they didn't score. Well, they did, but we give them it. Is what I mean. And I thought we was really resilient. They flung a hell of a lot of balls in our box towards the end there, and we were brilliant.
I'd love to pick out a few players to talk about. I actually don't know where I'd start today. I think all 11 players were absolutely outstanding. As you said, a lot of new players on the pitch. Everybody in their own role put an absolute shift in, didn't they? Yeah,
it just goes to show that when we coach the team, there's a lot of detail that goes in. And I'm mindful that sometimes we could give them too much information, and we don't want it to become confusing for them. We want it to be really clear. So my message to the players is you know, to be really clear with what I'm telling them to do. I don't want to confuse them, but they've taken that information on in, you know, the 6 weeks that I've had them really, really well, and they've executed it, you know, really well today.
Yeah, was that sort of part of the game plan, taking it to Blackpool right from the off? I suppose it always is with us. We know how much we like to attack, but it almost looked like we sort of caught them off guard a little bit. You know, 2 early goals, you know, puts in good stead, didn't they?
Come on, Sam. You've been with me how long now? 2 years nearly. You know, we're never going to park the bus. We're always going to step forward and play in an aggressive manner. That will never change, no matter who we're playing. Birmingham City away, Blackpool at home, it doesn't make a jot difference. We will always play in that manner. I thought we got our press correct. I thought we were really good in terms of stealing balls. I thought no, it was a good performance.
Yeah, the two holding midfield players, when I suppose those who came off of the bench, they played a crucial role. Max Anderson, as we've said, you know, in previous games, you know, he was thrown in sort of straight away, you know, played a massive part in that first goal. How impressed were you with the midfield today?
Very much so, yeah. I thought Jay drove us on, and Max was outstanding today. I felt that I needed to get Bragg on the pitch a little bit because, or certainly because of at the time it was we didn't seem to have any control in the game, and I know Bragg he likes to get on the ball and kind of dictate play a little bit more than probably the other two. So he. You know, it was pleasing to see Braggy make his league debut today. But yeah, Max was fantastic. You know, normally I wouldn't have taken him off, but I just felt that the game had gone a little bit where I wanted to grab that control a bit more. So, you know, Max had to come off for Braggy, but I thought it worked.
Yeah, and great sort of options off of the bench today as well. Obviously, Jack Rolls coming on towards the end, but the others as well. Obviously, good to see Panuccio get some minutes for us after he re-signed. So, especially in that area, we're looking sort of quite good in depth.
Yeah, we've got good options there, you know, with the players that we put on the pitch today, and I thought they all had a real impact. You know, there looked to be some tired legs towards the end there because the players had put such a big shift in, and it was important that we freshened that up in certain areas just to kind of keep that freshness about us, and in terms of how we press. You know, it's difficult to ask Rushan Murphy to press for 90 minutes the way he does. You know, it's difficult for us to ask him to do that. And you know, even Darcy, who's like a Duracell bunny, he kind of run out of steam towards the end and felt his ankle a little bit, so we had to be obviously cautious with that. Scott Malone was literally on his knees at the end there, you know, but we'd made all the changes by then. But I thought the subs made a real impact.
Yeah, it was great to be back at home on opening day, great to be back winning at home on opening day. The atmosphere was brilliant today, wasn't it?
Atmosphere was class. I really enjoyed coming out to show my appreciation to the fans, which they did. Obviously back to me. It was great. I think that the fans can see that we've got a real competitive team there. You know, I think Blackpool are a good side. They finished 3 points outside the playoffs last season, so that's a good benchmark for us.
Thank you.
What was the most pleasing element of today's victory for you, Scott?
Just the way I felt that we controlled that first half. I thought we were dominant with possession, and you also listen. You go into that first game kind of not knowing, especially with a new group. We've got a lot of new players who played today. And you go into the game, even though you've done the work on the training ground, you're not sure how that first game's going to pan out. But sort of like 25 minutes in, I was looking around to the staff going, we're going to be all right. We look really accomplished, and I thought we were very good in that first half.
Yeah, and again, we don't want to single out players because they were all outstanding, but Josh Flint I thought was particularly impressive today. What qualities has he got that's going to help you through the season? Well,
the reason we signed him is because he's very, very comfortable on the ball, but I think we saw today a proper defender. He was so aggressive in his aerial challenges, and he was aggressive defensively. I thought he defended the box so well. I don't know how many headers he headed out of our box, certainly towards the end of the game. I thought he was brilliant, and we didn't sign him for that. We signed him because of his ability to step in and play and make passes. Very, very accomplished footballer, but we always felt that we could improve him as a defender. But going on today's performance, there's not much to improve on that side of things. So I'm now really pleased with Flinty.
Yeah, and Joy and Jay, last year we were talking about, God, they just stepped up to League Two after being a few steps down in the National League. Now they're in League One, and they took to it like a duck to water, didn't they?
Yeah, they were both class today, wasn't they? I was really pleased with their performances. I thought Joy looked really accomplished on the ball, calm, aggressive on the defending, and Jay's just like levels at the moment, just levels above. I think he's just such a good player, he's 23 years of age, leading the team out, captain's armband, absolute warrior, winner. And to have players like that on the pitch, it can only help us.
Yeah, and obviously it is only a start. Where can you improve from here, do you think?
There's loads that I looked at that I wasn't happy with. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't. There's loads that I felt that I call the rest defence, was not quite right. When we've got possession high up the pitch, our back line wasn't right. So there's certain things that we need to work on there. I felt that we could have probably asked more questions of the goalkeeper in certain moments. I don't think we probably tested him as much as I'd like, but can't complain. We're a new group, there's lots to work on. So yeah, it's a great start, positive start.
And just a quick update on Dion. What's the latest with him?
Yeah, Dion kind of got a little ankle injury in the last pre-season game at Ebbsfleet. He's going to be probably 2 to 3 weeks away.
Excellent, thanks Scott.
Thank you.
Well done, Scott. I remember last season, fairly early on, you said that the group, I remember you telling us how quickly they, gelled with you, and it was almost better than you felt. Obviously you won today. What are your indications for this group? Do you feel that they will gel as
well? I think the indications are today's performance and result. I think it was clear to see that we're more than capable of playing at this level. With the players that we've got, they're more than capable of winning at this level. We played against a really good side today. I think they're a good side. I think they're going to be up and around it. I would think. They were 3 points off the playoffs last season. They've strengthened as well. So their manager Neil will probably think that they're better than there was last year. So it's a good benchmark for us. But yeah, now we can always measure where we think we are by that performance. Listen, it's not always going to be that good. We're hopeful that it is, but football isn't, always plain sailing. There'll be peaks and troughs, and there'll be ups and downs, and there'll be, times when we don't perform very well. But listen, it's a really good start.
When you look at the crowd and you hear the reception, it's really not that long ago that you kept them up with that point against Walsall, and here they are in League One. And sometimes you have to pinch yourself really to realise that. Yeah,
you do, but I know the work that's gone in, and I would expect with the amount of work's gone in that we should be in League One. That's how I see it. not just from me, from everybody, the coaching staff, the players, you know, the people behind the scenes, the owners, everybody that works behind the scenes, you know, deserves a lot of credit for where we are now. You don't work that hard and not get lucky, you know. So yeah, it's a great achievement. Last year was a great achievement getting into this division, but listen, we spoke on Thursday about we're everyone's favourites to go down again. You know, fantastic.
Let them say what they want.
Yeah, it's great.